All right, y'all, big time boom tonight because we've got some super exciting stuff for you. We've got we've had some warm temperature and a little bit of rain, so I think our snow total went somewhere from 12 plus 6, 18 down to around 12 inches of snow on the ground here in Kansas City. So unfortunately, we had to cancel our One Team, One Mission, but we decided since we had to cancel, we're going to blow it up big time by inviting Ambassador Diamonds all the way from the not-as-cool state of Missouri up in Michigan, Kris and Nikki Moore. So welcome, Kris and Nikki. Take it away.
Hey, thanks so much. Actually, our state is a little bit cooler than yours, so we're excited to be on the call. Thank you so much for inviting us. I am Nikki Moore, and like Quintin said, I'm an Ambassador Diamond with It Works, and Kris and I have been involved with It Works since August of 2010, so it just seems crazy to me, first of all, that I would get into a home-based business. It was just never fit into my personality, or so I thought, and that we've had the longevity and the success that we've had. So we're really excited tonight to just talk to you guys and help bring this business to the next level for you. We are always focused and intentional with our business. And I think that is especially important right now because we are in that big momentum season. We are in the biggest run of the It Works history. Our volumes, the momentum, everything is doubling, tripling. I mean, we are seeing higher and higher averages than the months before. And so we really are, as a whole big group, taking this business to the whole next level. And then on top of it, we get this double whammy of being in the season of February, March, April. Statistically and traditionally, our businesses have doubled throughout this season right now and through this time, and we're coming off a conference. Everybody's excited, and we're heading into those summer seasons, and so everybody wants to look good. They want to feel good. We've got New Year's resolutions behind us, so we've just got so much force behind us propelling us forward, and so that is the thing that we need to hold on to. We really need to focus on being intentional with our goals. We need to focus on being intentional with our time, and we need to be extra cautious and intentional with our energy. Everything that you put out, you're going to get back, and you're going to get it back tenfold because it's not only you in this business, but we're in a team business. And so the more that you pour out and you pour into people, and I don't care if it's your sidelines, your downlines, your uplines, your family, you are going to get that back, and it's just going to blow up, and it's just going to take it to the next level. So when we think about being intentional with our business and thinking about where we need to focus our time in regards to what we do, where we do it, how we plan our days, and how we plan our time, we need to look at planning our work and then working that plan. Focus on what you need to do to be successful. Focus on what you need to do to help your team be successful. You are only as good as your team. Kris and I know that Quintin and Lori would agree, none of us, any other leaders within It Works or any other industry for that matter, would be in the position that they are now if it wasn't for their team and the outpouring into it. So whether or not you are on this call tonight to just kind of recharge your battery, if you're looking to take your business to that next level, we have a lot up for grabs right now, people. This is the time to get serious. But if you're looking for that momentum push, or maybe right now you're on the call and you've been struggling, you've been dappling, and you've been worrying a little bit, it doesn't matter because what we're going to give to you tonight and some of the things that we're going to offer to you, it is a one-size-fit-all. It really is a blanket statement because struggling or going to the next level, there are these things that you need to do. And so before we even get into some ideas and some suggestions, we need to bring it right back down to our roots. We need to look at what our plan is and so that we can work and go through that plan. And so I'm going to hand it over to Kris and have him just kind of get back to the basics with you.
How you doing, everybody? We're going to start off tonight with telling you how to become successful with It Works Global. This is going to be earth-moving for pretty much everybody on this call, stuff that's never been covered before. First and foremost, we need to stick with the easiest and most duplicatable systems that we have for being successful. Does anybody know what those are? Steps to success. I know that anybody that's been around for any time has probably heard that statement once or twice. But basically, these 3 simple steps are we're going to take you from being a distributor to Black Diamond and beyond. All right, 3 easy steps. First of all, we join the party. For $99, you can start your very own business. That's it, $99. And this is a promotional price. We need to use that when we're talking to our prospects out there because this is not a price that's always been. When Nikki and I started, we joined for $199. Now, the $99 promo has been around for a while, but it may not be there forever. So when you're out talking to those prospects, make sure you let them know, that there is a promotion going on that they can get in for a very, very low startup price. Your $99 kit comes with 4 wraps. So basically, if you turn around and sell those for anywhere between $25 and $35, which is, depending on your market, you're going to make back your $100 that you started with. So it's a no-risk investment, and you can do this in 2 weeks, 2 days, or 2 hours if you plan yourself intentionally. The second part of the first step is to boost. We have that $99 promotional price because it allows people to get into this business for virtually no startup. But with that, you get 4 wraps. Everybody knows that you can't run a successful business with 4 wraps. It's a great starting point, but we also have those booster kits. We have the $149 mini boost and the $499 full boost kit, and that basically is going to take you to that next level. It's going to give you everything that you need to get your first parties up and running. The third part of the first step is the $80 BV auto ship, and this is basically the entire overhead for running your business. I was in chiropractic practice for 14 years. My average overhead ran anywhere between $12,000 and $20,000 per month. So for $80 a month, that is all you have to spend to run your successful business, and that dollar amount never changes. It's $80 the day you start, and it's $80 forever. Cammie Dempsey and Denise Walsh made well over $1 million last year. Their auto ship was $80 a month. It's a pretty good trade-off. Basically what that does is that completely commission qualifies you. We have no minimum purchases or sales. We don't have to send any percentages back to corporate. So just for $80, you can run your entire business. That's it. Second step to success, wrap free. Basically, you get those 4 wraps with your initial kit, and you can turn around and sell those, make your money back. You have spent nothing out of pocket. You're also earning commissions on any loyals that you sign up during that process. And if you get 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days, you get $120 in free product credit. Pretty good start for a $100 investment. Number 3, it is our guarantee. We have a $500 guarantee. I don't know any other company out there in the network marketing field that offers a $500 guarantee. When you sign up with It Works, you are guaranteed $500 in earnings within your first 60 days. All you have to do is walk through those first 2 steps of success, find 3 people to join your team, get them to walk through those first 2 steps as well, and corporate will give you at least $500 in commissions. So basically what that means, if your commissions don't add up to $500 for that time frame, corporate will cut you a check for the difference. We have to use that, again, when we are out there marketing. That is a huge, huge thing for a lot of people. $500 can change most people's lives. So when you're out there talking to your prospects, make sure you explain that to them and let them know that if they go out there and they work it for 60 days, they're going to make at least $500 for that month in commission. All right, guys, so we do the 3 steps to success. Now what? What do we do next? Well, we repeat the 3 steps to success. That's it. And then we gain team members, and we turn around and teach that to them and teach them to repeat that. All of these steps open up the compensation plan, grow your business, and basically grow your wallet. When you complete the first 2 steps, you have made yourself not only commission qualified, but you also open up the doors to receive bonuses such as fast starts and cab bonuses down the road. There is a ton of money on the table. We have to get out there, work our business, work the steps to success. Don't change things. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. We just need to get out there, talk to people, wrap people, and don't deviate from what has been tried and true. Keep it simple. I like to use the analogy of cooking. When you have a recipe, and you're making something, if you throw a bunch of extra different kind of stuff in it, usually you get to the end of the recipe and it just doesn't taste very good. So with the steps to success, if you just continue to follow those, do not deviate, repeat, find distributors, teach them the steps to success, and teach them to repeat that, you will go to the top in this business. That is your recipe for success.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I agree. If you are deviating from these steps to success, you need to bring it right back in, because it unlocks so many different pieces to the puzzle. It's going to open you up for those fast start bonuses. It's going to open up for you the cab bonuses, and you're really just going to open up that wallet and allow that money to come right in by joining Boost and Auto Ship. I mean, you want to get paid for the business. You signed up for it. Make sure that you get paid and get on that ADBV Auto Ship, and then get those 4 loyal customers. Our business is so successful because of the ratio of loyal customers to distributors. Loyal customers are essential to our business, and that it really helps us keep that momentum going. We want to have a strong customer base, and what's really great about getting those 4 loyal customers is not only getting compensated by $120 in free product credit, you get 2 wrap rewards. You get cheaper wraps. You are now setting the stage and the foundation for more referrals, because now you have people that are also products of the product. They are opening their mouth and they are walking billboards for you. So make sure you get through those steps and you get those loyal customers and you get paid for that. And keep it simple. Do not deviate from this plan. This is really all we need to stick with. And like I said, I started out not thinking that a home-based business was for me whatsoever. I graduated from college, went to school, and I became a special education teacher. And so I was working with the little ones all the time, and that was my passion. I was taught you grow up and you get a job in the traditional working world, and that's how you provide for your family. And then you grow up and then you teach those same steps of go to college, get in debt, get to a job that doesn't pay back your debt, and so that you can just live paycheck to paycheck and hopefully take a week vacation every year. That was my mentality until It Works opened up those doors for me. And so it's funny thinking about where I came from to where I'm at, because I didn't know anything about this type of business. You don't need to know anything besides those steps to success and how to get the wrap on people. And that's where we just bring it right back in, bringing it back to the basics, bringing those steps to success into our roadmap. It is what causes you to have that amazing, unlimited income potential for you and for your team members. And so what do you need to do to propel that? You need to open up your mouth and you need to share this business. You need to remember to get that Blitz card out into everybody's hand daily. Get those 10 Blitz cards a day into play. Share it. The more people that you blitz, the more people that you're going to wrap. I remember I laughed so hard because when Kris went to his first conference, he was on stage and he said, "We wrap people. And I thought, oh, he stuttered. It was kind of funny, but you know what? It stuck. We wrap people. That's all we do. The more people you wrap, the more success that you have, because that opens up the door for loyal customers. It opens up the door for more team members that you're going to come in contact. And then the other thing that you really need to put into play is becoming a professional asker. One of the 2 things stick to me when I think about starting this journey. Number 1 is being on a call and listening to Mike Patillo, telling everybody, be a professional asker. If you don't ask people, you already know what the answer is. You know it's no, right? Why are you not going to give them the opportunity to say no to you and you say no for them? So if you don't ask, you already know what the answer is. Or, worst case scenario, somebody else is going to ask them, and they're going to be a rock star on somebody else's team, when all you had to do was just get out of your comfort zone. So become that professional asker. Say things like, can you do me a favor? Would you mind passing out my card to someone that's looking to tighten, tone, and firm? Do you know anybody that would like to fire their boss? I'm looking for somebody who would like to earn a residual income. If you know anybody like that, could you just pass my card along? It takes the pressure off of you. It takes the pressure off of them. And you're just getting the word out. Ask people to have parties for you. Become a professional asker. That's what you need to do if you're struggling. If you're struggling, it's probably because you're not asking enough. You're not getting the Blitz card out enough. You're not rapping enough. And then the second thing is to go back to being intentional with your time and with your actions and with your goals. When I listened to a call when I started with Cammie Dempsey, who is my part of my upline, I remember her saying, you know what? You have to let things go. You have to let things go. And maybe what that's going to mean for you is the laundry's going to pile up, the dishes are going to pile up, and things are going to get a little crazy. You might be eating ramen noodles or cereal for dinner like my kids did tonight. Because you have to focus on where you're going. And we have to appreciate the seasons that we're in. There are going to be seasons when you're a little bit slower, but that's where you work on your self-development. That's where you work on your leadership skills. That's where you work on building your relationships. But you also have to understand the season that we're in right now. And the season that we're in right now is letting those dishes pile up and getting on with getting your business out there. So become that professional asker and be successful at saying no. Mike Patillo said that. Be successful at saying no to the things that are eating up your time and your energy and your resources that are not going to get you to where you want to go. So those are my two contributions, and I think those are two things that have really carried us with this business. And when we feel that moment where we're struggling, we remind ourselves to be professional askers. And when we feel overwhelmed, we remind ourselves that it's okay to let things go. And when we want to take it to that next level, we go back to the steps to success, and we do it again and again and again. And so I'm going to let Quintin get hardcore on you here, and I'm going to pass it right over.
You know what?
Hey, Quintin,
so
before you start in, and I don't want to interrupt you, but oh my goodness, Nikki and Kris, you all are amazing, and I was taking notes this entire time. So, you know, it's crazy how y'all have been in since, 2010, and, you know, I started the business in 2011, and Quintin joined me in 2012, and just the words of wisdom that y'all have and bring to this business, I so appreciate.
Well, we love you guys, and we appreciate your information, too. I can't wait to take notes.
Well, this is going to be really, really funny because, and I'll have you two back me up on this, we did not plan what we were going to say tonight. Like, so, I mean, just right before we got on this call, you know, Nikki and Kris were texting back and forth with Lori and I, and she's like, so what exactly do you want us to talk about? And I said, speak your heart. Just say whatever you want, say what's on your mind, speak your heart. And what's really funny about this is I had 3 points and I'm going to cover. That's it. I told Nikki, I'm bringing the thunder tonight on those that are struggling. And she's like, awesome, because I'm going to bring the lightning. And you sure did that. But what's really funny about this is I'm going to duplicate, because you just covered at least one of my points. And it's so awesome. We didn't script that. We didn't plan that. It's a duplication of what's really important to your heart and what's really important to our heart. And I think that's really, really awesome. I also loved, I hope Jesse is on this call, because we were talking to a potential last night who's going to sign up with us after this call, and I told her the same thing you said, Nikki, about we're so conditioned that we go to school, we get an education, we go out and work, we provide for our family. If we're lucky enough, we retire when we're 65. That's the plan that we're all conditioned to be. And I said those words last night, completely the exact same way you just did. So I hope she's on this call, because that's crazy too. So here's what I'm going to do. Love me and hate me, I've got plenty of folks in both camps. I'm going to bring the thunder. You just got nice and sweet from the Moores, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to you, Mr. or Mrs. Struggling, all right? Because I hear it all the time. Lori and I hear it all the time. There are people out there that are blowing this up, and there are people out there that are just struggling. They're just struggling. And I'm going to tell you, I have 3 distinct reasons why people struggle, and I'd love to get any feedback after I drop these, but I'm telling you, these 3 reasons cover 99% of the people that come to us with struggling. I'm going to start with number 1 that Nikki ate my lunch on, and it has to do with rap people. If you're struggling, I can tell you the first reason probably is you ain't rapping people. And you ain't rapping people because you aren't asking people to rap them. And so what she said was so powerful and so on point with, become a professional rapper. Become a professional asker. That's all you got to do. Open your mouth
and ask people to put a wrap on them, because guess what? The wrap does what it's supposed to do every single time, but it can't do that if you don't open your mouth and ask to put it on. So those people who are struggling, I would say by far and away the biggest reason that they're struggling is because they can't get over themselves. You know, Pam is famous for saying, get over yourself. And I'm living proof of that. Get over yourself. Get over your fears. She also says, you know, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Those are two powerful statements from Pam, and they're dead on point. You've got to get over yourself and get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because I guess what? You're struggling, I don't want you to struggle. And I know you don't want you to struggle, and it's so easy in this business not to struggle because the steps are laid out for you. The success plan is already there. All you've got to do is follow it, just like she was talking about. So the first reason people are struggling, man, is because you're not asking and you're not putting wraps on people, period, end of conversation. The second reason I see people struggling pretty consistently, and you're going to find some different schools of thought on this one. I come from a sales background. I've worked in sales my entire life. And so I say this with a lot of conviction because I've seen it. But there are people that may disagree with this. And it's going to be, I think I see a lot of people struggling because they're trying to sell, first of all, from a position of need, second of all. That never works, folks. If you need somebody to join your team so you can get your promotion, you're not going to get it. If you need to sell that last wrap or that next wrap because you've got an abundance of inventory, that ain't going to work. I'm telling you time and time again, if you need to make a sale, you will not make a sale. People don't respond to that. And here's the honest-to-God, uncomfortable truth. Most of them don't care about you. They don't care about your need. You have a small circle of influence that does care and will respond to that. But that circle is very, very small. And those aren't the people you're really targeting anyway. And so the biggest mistake I see consistently on Facebook, I see this all the time, is people trying to sell from a position of need. Do not do that. Do not do that. If you want to call in a favor and if you need help, do that from your inner circle of love. Don't blast it out there to the world, because selling from a position of need never works. And if you don't believe me, walk out to two random people and try to tell them that you need them to do something for you to get where you need to be, which they're not going to listen to, or flip that. Try flipping it. And I'll give you a good example. We thrived during the wrap shortage last year, and that was a hard time. When they opened that new facility and wraps were in short supply, man, we thrived. And a lot of people did not thrive. And I am convinced that the reason why we thrived is because those other leaders who thrived during that same period of time were not special here, is because they saw the opportunity to present that in a positive light by saying, hey, I'm going to flip the need situation around, and I'm going to turn it on its ear and say, hey, we've got such a hot commodity, a product that we can't keep on the shelves. I'll have to take your name down. I hope I can get to you because I want to get this wrap on you, but I might not. It may take some time. I'll get to you, but it may take some time. See, now I'm not selling from a position of need. Now they want it. It's amazing how that happens. You turn that need on its ear to something they can't have, that tangible thing that I wanted it, but now, wait a minute, you're telling me I can't have it? Now I really want it. So that position of need, try to sales approach, just does not work, folks, and I see it a lot. And then my last one, and I'll shut up and let my beautiful bride come on and sweeten the pot back up after all this thunder, is I really see the third biggest mistake that people who are struggling make, and they make it consistently, is because they don't see it. And I can say that as a guy who watched my wife work her butt off. She got into this business without telling me, without consulting me, because she knew what I would say. She knew my stubborn approach. I wasn't unsupportive of her, but I wasn't supportive of her in the sense that most people would accept as a definition of that word, because I didn't see it. And what I mean by see it, and I was talking about this a little bit last night, like we've reached a level of success way beyond anything we ever thought we would. And I truly, truly believe it's because we found something that we really were passionate about. I mean passion. I mean, it burns in us. Lori made a post on Facebook just a few minutes ago about not being able to sleep to a group of people that we've been training. And I don't feel like we've slept in 19 months, Lori. I think you'd agree with that. And it's because, hey, we're working so hard, we're so downtrodden, and this business is just taking over our life. No, that's not it. It's because I see it, man. I've got a passion. We're so excited about the opportunity that we have. That is burning in my gut, and I can't wait to get out of bed. I hate to go to sleep because I need to talk to people. I want to talk to people because I see it. And I can say that because I didn't see it. And so if you don't see it, I can tell you that instantly that's going to result in struggle. And here's the really unfortunate thing about all three of the points that I just made. There's one common denominator. For all of you out there in the world that are struggling, one common denominator, and that's you. And that's uncomfortable. And that's uncomfortable, but it's true. Because guess what? We have a trifecta of awesomeness that we're in the midst of. We have a product that works, we have timing that works, and we have a business model that works. So everything about what you're a part of works. So if there's a problem and you're struggling, get in the mirror. And that's going to suck for a little bit, but who cares? Who cares what happened yesterday? Who cares what happened 2 months ago? I'm talking about tomorrow. Let's make a change. Let's get on. There's a clear path ahead for the steps to success. Let's start rocking this. Right, Lori?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, here's the great news. If you're listening to that and you're saying, yeah, I'm really on the struggle bus right now, and all those points that Quintin pointed out is me, and coming back to hear that the common denominator is you, is myself, is hurts. But as Pam says, get comfortable being uncomfortable. If that statement makes you uncomfortable, or if it kind of makes you heated a little bit and a little mad, because it would me, then that's good news. That's good news because you care.
That's
and
right.
Here's the wonderful thing. You care enough about getting your business up and going, okay, that you have been struggling and you want something different. You want something more than what you've gotten back from this business. And you've got to start working this business like a business and not a hobby if you want business money. If you want hobby money, work it like a hobby. And some people are in this business just to make a couple $100. But I'm telling you, once you catch that vision of what this company has to offer and what this opportunity is for you, individually, not just for us, not just for the Moores, not just for other ambassador diamonds or presidentials and leaderships in the company. It's for everyone out there to grasp and hold on to. And this is the vision for them, you know. This is the vision the company has for you. And so if that makes you uncomfortable, being that finger pointing back at yourself, then here's the great news. Today you can change that. You can get off this phone call on this conference call tonight and put a post on Facebook, make a call to schedule a wrap appointment, and by golly, there are so many great incentives right now to get this business rolling and started, and many of you have been working it since they've laid all the incentives out in January after conference. But if you've kind of taken a back seat and haven't really pushed yourself, guess what, guys? Now is the time. Now is the time. We're at the end of February, but good grief, we've got the entire rest of March, the month of March, to make an impact. And so if you've been waiting on the sidelines wondering if you should jump in or not, guys, you got to know why you're in this business. You know, for me personally, I just wanted, like Quintin was saying, I didn't even ask him because I know he would have said no. And did I see the vision at that point when I joined in July of 2011? Absolutely not. I just knew I loved the product, and I knew if I could make $200 a month, that's all I wanted. But when I caught that and I got that goal within the first week and a half of doing business, my eyes got a little wider, and I got that fire in my belly that we often talk about, that fire in my belly that wanted more. And as I got more, I wanted more, and then I realized that it wasn't more for me anymore. It was wanting more for the people that I had signed and sponsored. It was wanting more for the Liz Barton on our team that went presidential. It was wanting more for the individuals that were coming onto the business that wanted a life-changing experience or just wanted that $200 a month and met them where they were. And so the great news is it can change all in an instant. You just have to start, you know, success starts in your mind. You have to get your mind right, and you have to get yourself around positive people, and you have to reaffirm to yourself every morning when you wake up, whether you have a negative thought or not, of what your why is. Because if you are operating this business on the way you feel, you're going to be doomed. Because I will tell you, I don't feel like rapping people sometimes. I don't feel like getting on a conference call at times. I want to sit in front of the couch or on the couch in front of the TV and pig out on Doritos and watch whatever, okay, on TV. But I make a decision. I choose not to because I choose success. And I feel like Nikki was saying, amazingly, you have to be intentional about your business. Every day, intentional, what you're going to do to work your business every day, an income-producing activity every day. And if you are surrounding yourself with making fluff stuff and pretty stuff for your next show, that's not intentional. That is not income-producing activities. You've got to put an income-producing activity out there daily. So the incentives are amazing. We've got the $500 guarantee. And, that, I think, gets kind of overlooked at times for the high five bonus, the $10,000 bonus as a diamond, the $25,000 as a triple, and the $50,000 as a presidential. Because people see $50,000 and they want to go for that. But, guys, how you get there is the very basics, like Nikki was talking about and Kris was talking about, the steps to success. You probably, if you're on my team, you probably get so tired of hearing me talk about the steps to success. And guess what? You're going to have to get over yourself, because I'm going to talk about the steps to success.
Wait a minute. You're the sweet one. You can't tell people to get over. You're the sweet one.
Right. But seriously, okay, I love you, but you're going to have to get over yourself, because steps to success is where it's at. We held meetings before, and I've had, distributors walk out saying it's too newbie to Ruby for me, and yet they're not even a Ruby. And so I preach the steps to success, because that is going to get you everywhere where you need to go. So that $50,000 presidential bonus is going to come to you when you're wrapping people and you're working those steps to success. And so it is not too late for you. And get on the phone, start asking people to join your business, and start asking people to be a user of the product. And don't, like Quintin says, don't come at a place of need. Come at a place of excitement. Like, I can't stand it. I am so stinking excited, and you can tell in my voice right now, I am so excited that if you don't grab hold of this, I'm going to the next person. I'm sad for you because you chose not to. But it's your decision. But, I'm gonna find somebody that wants it as much as I do.
Wait a minute. So I just said that, like, if you're struggling, it's because of you. And you just said if you're going to be successful, it's also because of you?
That's right. That's
weird.
Absolutely right. That if it is to be, it's up to me, quote. It's so true. Everybody else wants to pass the buck. My sponsor is not training me, or my downline is just not what it needs to be. Well, guess what, folks? You can't control every aspect of your life or your business, so stop trying to control that and just get out there and get excited and know that you don't have to have the best sponsor in the world to find success. All you got to do is just put a little work to it. And
my sponsor was horrible.
She was, right? I said, it's so funny because I love that you say that, because, not that you, like you said it perfectly, it's not like you weren't supportive, but you were just not excited about me entering into something that was going to take me away, from home. I was a stay-at-home mama. We had agreed to that. I had quit my full-time job to be a home mama, and our world worked that way. And so if I was gone, if I was gone, it rocked our world. And so, for me, I would have to look at Quintin and say, like what Nikki said, this is a season of the dishes are going to pile up. And I'm sure, Kris, that Nikki has said that to you many a times, especially in the very beginning of the business. Laundry would be piled into the hallway, not just on top of the dryer and washer, into the hallway where you'd have to physically walk on it to get out of the house. It was terrible. But I would look at him and I would beg and I would say, listen, trust me. Give me 90 days.
Stay with me.
Yeah, stay with me. I know you're aggravated me right now. You don't understand why I haven't taken a shower today or put makeup on for the last week. And there's laundry everywhere. But trust me, we're going to do this, and we are building a legacy for our entire family.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing, guys. It may be you, but that's okay. That's okay, and I'm so glad if you can point that finger back at yourself and say, yeah, maybe I haven't worked the way I needed to work in my business. Maybe I have got hung up on family members not being supportive, or maybe I have been hung up on being an educated graduate and having a prestigious job and then stepping back and overrated, right, Kris? I mean, here you are.
Absolutely.
You owned your own practice as a chiropractor, and you decided to close the doors to do this full time with Nikki, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the the prize is just too big, and it was not an easy decision that was made, but I also knew that if we didn't take this chance and step out, again, everything leads back to being uncomfortable. Letting the laundry pile up is uncomfortable. Letting the dishes pile up. Changing your family's dynamic completely to run this business is uncomfortable, but you have to do it to get to the end means, and that prize is too big to not take that opportunity. And you know what? It's not going anywhere, but if it did, we would figure out something tomorrow, but we had to take that opportunity because we would have kicked ourselves every day for the rest of our lives if we didn't do it, and thank God we did.
You know, if you don't at least try, you know, that's the thing. I'm like, you know, when I'm out recruiting and sponsoring, I'm like, $99 is such low risk. Change your life. And I know you think I'm crazy. You know, you're probably wondering what kind of Kool-Aid I'm drinking. But really, I mean, when I signed up for $99, I literally didn't know what, you know, I didn't know we'd be sitting here 20 months later. I had no idea that we'd even know you guys, Kris and Nikki, you know. But what a blessing this whole business has brought to our lives, not only financially, but with relationships and friendships, fun, and freedom, right? It's bought us so much in life that money can't buy. And I think Carla Burns says this, and I'm probably not going to say it the way she would say it, but, you know, you get in and your first focus or your first priority is to make money. And once you get that money, your focus changes. It's not about the money anymore. You know, it's not, of course, you know, you like your checks, but it's more about all the other important things. The most important thing of being able to be a helping hand to help somebody in your team to get them where they want to be. And so, you know, again, good news is you can change this all today. And if you don't have the downline that you want, find more. Find people that want it with you.
Yeah. If you don't like what you got, find some new. I mean, you can wash that thing through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the deal.
It's a lot easier to give birth and raise a debt, right?
That's right. So we want to keep this call on somewhat of a timeline. And so here's I want to leave you on this side, on the Conway side of this call, with my favorite, Kris, you know this, that posted all the time. You know, ultimately, you can struggle, you can find success, you can find somewhere in between. But what you've got to do is just make up your mind and do it. Just do it. And I love what you said, Kris. I love what the prize is just too big not to do it. What do you all have? You're going to close this out for us.
I'm so overwhelmed with this business still at this stage of the game because I recognize we're just at the beginning. How many times do you guys wake up and I go, oh my gosh, is this my life? Yeah. And we just got started. I don't know about you guys, and you know, we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary this summer, but I still feel like a baby. And I think it's important for everybody out there on the call to know that we have our struggles, we have our insecurities, but I think that one thing that would set us apart from people who don't get out of that rut is our mindset. Because we do recognize that we're the ones that get to plant our feet on the ground and take one step right in front of the other, and we make that choice in what we do. We have nobody dictating to us, any of us, what we have to do with our life. And so if we choose to stay in our pajamas all day, I don't have somebody breathing down my neck. If I choose to let the laundry pile up, maybe Kris is breathing down my neck a little bit, but that's okay, right? I mean, we can deal with that.
Right.
So, but why not? Why not give it a shot? And I remember sitting down with my sponsor and thinking, I knew the money she was making, and I had my eye on the prize. I've said this so many times, and it sounds really, really silly when I think about it now, but my number, pick a number, everybody, in your head right now. Pick a number because it can be yours. Post it on your bathroom mirror. Put it in your car. Put it in your pocket. Write it all over your folders. Put it on your spouse's forehead with a sticky note. Whatever you have to do to remind yourself. My number was $20,000 a month. And every commission check that got posted, my sponsor would say, hey, how's your check? Sad face, sad face, sad face, sad face, sad face, until my 18th month anniversary, and I got my number. Now I got a new number, and we always have to keep our eye on the prize. But I remember sitting with her saying, okay, Kris, what do you think? And he said, I think you made up your mind. And I'm like, you know what? I have. because it's $200 that we could certainly put in our savings, and it's about $100 a month that we have to run on our business overhead. But as my husband owning his own practice and me going to work and just barely paying for daycare and health insurance by the time that the day was over, I thought I could maybe turn this money into something bigger. But if I don't do it, I am never going to know, and I do not want to be that person, nor do I want to teach my children that you go through life with regrets and what ifs. I would rather know and at least say I gave it my all than say, what if 10 years from now when I'm sitting there worried about if I'm going to be laid off at the end of the school year every year. So take that. Remember, like Quintin said, you are the common denominator in all of these things with your struggle, with your success, your upline. They matter because they can be amazing leadership and resources, but they are not ultimately responsible for whatever way that you go in this business, and nor is your downline, because you can recreate and you get to pick who's in your business. So I just say you got to give it a chance. You won't ever know, and a chance isn't 30 days. The world is not going to change in 30 days. For a lot of us, 30, 60, 90, 120 days, it can really change a lot for us, for our financial circle and financial stability. But your whole world is not going to be rocked upside down within 3-4 months. So give it a chance. Give yourself a chance, and just go for it. Do it.
No, I love that.
Good stuff, guys. I mean, we love you so much. You know, one of the things we didn't talk about is all the awesome people that you just get to meet and you create relationships with, and we love you guys. You know, it's a blossoming and new relationship that we found with y'all, and we're so appreciative that you would take the time and, you know, come save us from the snowmageddon that we just had since we had a kid.
Right. I don't think they're giving us sympathy from Michigan, but
yeah, no doubt. But I do want you to know that we definitely appreciate you. And one thing that we've always done, and we were just stupid lucky, I guess, with this, is we've always made it a point to try to learn from everyone that we come in contact with. And you guys have been very, very, very helpful in that regard, for sure. And so we really, really appreciate you. Anything else, Lori, to close this thing down?
Yeah, you know, just go out and make it happen. You know, I don't even know how to close it with all this good stuff. Appreciate the two of you, Kris and Nikki. I mean, amazing.
Thanks for having us. We love you guys too, and we you know what, we look up to you guys, and we're so happy for your success and your new house and being home with babies, both of you, and it's a fun ride, isn't it?
All right, guys.
All right.
So make it through. Get out there and go do it. Kick butt and march. That's the plan of attack.
Super duper do it.
Super duper do it.
Super duper.
All right.
All right,
Night, everybody.
Thanks so much.
Night, everybody.
All right.
Night.